Hello and welcome to this Dynamic Yield by MasterCard video. Today we are diving into how financial institutions, or FIs, are missing out on personalization. So let's set the scene. Extreme personalization is already here. It's surrounding us all. Think about all the interactions that you have every day with the likes of Amazon, Netflix, social media platforms like TikTok. They're all tailored to our interests, to our needs, to our desires, even our past behaviors. So much so that consumers have actually come to expect this level of personalization from every single brand that they interact with. And financial institutions are no exception to the rule. These new customer expectations actually apply directly to banks. And in fact, the majority of customers agree that banks should make it easier to discover financial products and services. They think that banks should be more proactive about providing tailored and relevant information, and they think that offers are more valuable when they're tailored to the individual consumer's needs. But banks haven't been able to meet this demand for personalization. Only 21% of customers feel that they receive tailored guidance, and only 20% of banks feel like they can deliver these experiences at scale. So, given the competitive landscape and the massive shift to primarily digital banking solutions, it's only a matter of time before consumers turn their eyes to the banks that are adding value through personalization. In order to do so, banks are going to have to overcome what we see as their top challenges. First, 72% of financial institutions can't rapidly integrate data for use in their AI initiatives. Second, a lack of resources and processes. 86% of FIs don't have a framework, and only 8% are using campaign insights in future decision making. And finally, a narrow scope of AI models. 91% of FIs don't have a full suite of models to drive personalization at scale. But it's not all bad news. Let's dive into each of these a bit deeper and see how they actually might be opportunities in disguise. First, the challenge of inconsistent or sporadic data. Now, this isn't for the lack of consumer data. FIs actually have a trove of it, and that's where the opportunity lies. The problem arises when data integration is sporadic, and personalization becomes a manual process based on what's available at that moment, and not necessarily real-time activity. Delivering meaningful experiences becomes inefficient and impossible to scale. So what's the solution? Well, machine learning takes care of the scalability issue, but only if meaningful data inputs are identified and brought into the fold from across business units. Things like spend data, behavioral data from across your website, mobile app behavioral data, account type, activity, account usage, even geographic information. The second challenge, a lack of resources and processes. Now, FIs need more than just the right technology or the right set of capabilities. To achieve the full benefits of personalization, you need processes around data identification and activation, around analyzing test results to derive insights, and then the resources to conduct cross-site testing. Because personalization is never done. It requires repetition and consistency in testing and learning, meaning scalable personalization will never occur without a repeatable process or the resources to make it happen. The good news here is that financial institutions have already operationalized around customer acquisition, customer adoption, and lifecycle management. Now it's just a matter of embedding personalization across them, because if they do, they can generate up to 40% more revenue. The obstacle is that it requires a new way of thinking and a different set of resources than they're historically used to. So how should they navigate this? Well, first, having one key stakeholder, at least, driving personalization across the business is huge. It helps to break down silos. It brings potentially disparate experiences together into one cohesive approach. Next, they should commit to quick wins and learn as much as possible from them. Lean on the data to see what's working and tweak it in an attempt to improve. Test, iterate, improve, scale. Challenge number 3, the narrow scope of AI. There is an opportunity in that traditional algorithms are widely accessible to manage simple optimizations. They push traffic to the highest performing variations for particular audiences, but they can't predict the next best product, offer, or service for a particular individual. Today's artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities are powering the most advanced customer experiences, and in order to achieve that degree of accuracy, FIs will need to adopt more advanced models that leverage deep learning and customer affinity modeling. It sounds complicated, I know. But these are modern times, and modern AI actually requires much less setup than we're used to. Now, to close us out with some advice, and this comes from Ori Bauer, CEO of Dynamic Yield by MasterCard. Start with the data that you have. Website or app interactions can be extremely valuable, so long as you analyze the results, learn from the analysis, and then apply what you learned. The data should be at the center of every decision, not your gut instinct, not some anecdotal idea. If you want to read more on this subject, you can check out Ori's article in FinExtra, as well as in Dynamic Yield's XP² Learning Center. And if you want to see where your organization is at on the personalization maturity spectrum, you can take the self-assessment from Dynamic Yield. In less than 5 minutes, you'll get a score, you'll get insights on where you're at, how to move forward, and you'll get more resources to help you out along the way. All of those are linked in the description below. Thanks. I'll catch you next time.